What's everybody up to? Dolly Vision, what's up? Good morning. Good morning, everybody. So, this is going to be a really quick live. I just wanted to get a few things out because now that we've gotten some actual information in the case of missing Monkey Vaughn, he was 5 years old when he was taken from Fruitland, Idaho on the 27th of July, 2021. We watched the footage from Stacy Wandra when he was incarcerated. He told the police, not under duress, like he says, that Michael was buried in the backyard. And now we're getting attention to the case. This is exactly what I think we need to do, because I always think to myself, whenever we have cases like this, are we helping or are we hurting anything when we're like discussing it or when we're digging into it, whatever the case may be? I always am very self-conscious, trying to figure out, like, is something that I'm doing gonna hinder something, or am I helping? I believe we're helping by mentioning it and talking about it. And I think it's very important that we all talk about it and spread the word, tell everybody we know. And then I feel like that brings pressure to the agencies that's in charge of pressing charges for these people. Like, I posted an article, well, it was just a YouTube video from their local news in the chat when I first started the live. The article basically is from their local news. So now their local news did an article piece on the information that's come out. And they basically said, we may now have new information on the case of Monkey Vaughn. And I'm like, that's not new information. They've had this. This was in 2022. Like, what is the holdup? So can we go like picket in front of the freaking building? Like, what needs to be done for these people to have charges? He clear as day is sitting there describing, not under duress, as he says, where Monkey is. He even at one point earmuffs Brandy. Says that the baby had duct tape on his mouth and was in a trash bag. I mean, what else does he have to say? Like, what else would he have to say for us to be like, okay, he needs to be in jail for this? You know what I mean? My opinions only. I think that they think they can hold these people on other charges and wait till they get solid proof, or as in evidence, like a body. I'm sorry, trigger warning. But at this point, we have a sick mama who's basically sick, in my opinion, due to stress and the horrific nightmare she freaking has to be living every day, not knowing where her kid is. And I mean, I know that technically law enforcement, it's easier and it's better to process a case when you have a body, but this mom needs some relief. Like, you're literally sitting on evidence of this man talking this way from 22. This was 2022. I mean, what are you waiting for? And I've heard the chief of police, or whatever his name is. I'm bad at names, so you've got to excuse me. But I've heard him say that he had the folder ready and on his desk ready to prosecute. So what's the holdup, sir? Because, I mean, enough is enough. I hope so. Mrs. T, I truly hope he's being grilled at the jail, because the last 2 times he's been in, he is a chatty Cathy. He talks. And so it's ideal to have him locked up because he'll talk. But, I mean, at what point is his talking enough? Like, he's talked so much that, in my opinion, we should have more than enough evidence to hold him for life, to charge him and just put him under the prison. It really is. I have this shirt, this shirt, this shirt. It's like freaking 5 degrees outside. Like, it's like your fingers hurt when you go outside. Temperature. Why didn't CM bring this forward? Chris McDonough works with the Cold Case Foundation. And Chris McDonough was there to help with the Cold Case Foundation. I don't believe he can or has the ability or authority to bring this forth to anybody because he's not working law enforcement like in the field. He doesn't work in that department. And we can't bring stuff like this in to the forefront if we're not certain of all of the evidence. Like, you never want to be in law enforcement and come to the forefront with some information without having it all and the person already locked up, because then they're going to utilize whatever you say can and will be used against you, and they will argue the fact that Stacey didn't have a fair trial, or Stacey's incompetent, or Stacey, so it's like these people have rights, and so it's almost like at a point where do their rights, oh my God, when are you going to show your interview, PJ? I uploaded it. It's unlisted on my page. It'll be on Dolly Vision's, and I don't know if he may want to show it here soon, or he can show it later. I don't care, but I uploaded it and everything, so it's ready to go. Now that we've got permission to show it, it's just me having a conversation with Sarah. I'm not an investigator. I'm not, a professional interrogator. I didn't really know I actually didn't really expect to talk to her on the phone. So when I did, I just kind of was just like back and forth with her, like, well, why did you learn to tow, why did you want to learn to tow vehicles? And she just kind of, And so when I asked her stuff, she basically would just go along with what I said. Thank you, Helena. You are amazing. Thank you so much, ma'am. I appreciate you. But the lesson learned for me is that when no, it wasn't on last night. We went to bed. I'm well rested, as you can see. It looks like I have eyeliner on from like 2 nights ago. This is terrible. My eyeliner is expensive. It works well. But, hey, TLC. What was I talking about? The interview with Sarah Wonder. Yeah, it's going to be on the Dolly Vision channel, and it's basically not really even an interview. I mean, she was just kind of talking to me, and I kind of, I wanted to know certain things, because there's certain things that need to be solidified, like closed up, if that makes sense. And so I was just trying to ask her a little bit of stuff. I hope Brandon and what's his face are watching closely, because Stacey probably singing his heart out. Yep, walls are closing in, Brandon. Tisk, tisk. I still have the car on. Usually when I do these lives, I turn the car off. I still have the car on. Thank God. This car, oh my God, babe, this car, the heat, I literally would have loved to have slept up here in the car. It's like, dude, the heat in the car works so well. I'm just like, toasty. Good morning, Evelyn. Did she sound sane? She sounds sane. But, when you get, this is the thing. When you get locked up, you get privileges and rights, and you get, insane medications, and you get teeth fixed, and you get, a bed and a house and a roof over your head and food. And sometimes it's like, I don't feel like these people should have this stuff. Like, as insane as, they seem or whatnot, it's just, Michael didn't have that. It just makes me mad, because we've now see that there's stuff that they've been sitting on, that they've had since 2022. I mean, it's 2025. Did we really have to sit on this information that long? And we still don't have a case. I get it that Stacey and Sarah are going to be in for a while. And so they feel like, probably, in my opinion, they feel like they could just wait it out, because they're already locked up. So it's not like they're going to be on the street causing more havoc. They're not, they're not walking free. But we still have a family that doesn't have answers. We still have a family that doesn't have closure. Even if it's like, hey, charge these people and go from there, at least we start somewhere. As of right now, not a single soul has a charge relating to Michael's abduction and disappearance and possible death. I mean, come on. It's 2021. It happened in 2021, and it's 2025 now. So, what are you waiting? the officials we have in place for law enforcement are people that usually we elect into their placement, right? I mean, all of this makes me wonder about Maddie's case. Maddie's case. What about Maddie's case? I want them to hear Trey's for the rest of it. Me too. I don't even want them to have Trey's. So you're better than I am. Thank you, Cable. Thank you so much. Your input is nicer to them as mine, and mine would be, I don't want them to have Trey's. Because Michael doesn't have Trey's. So, I mean, an eye for an eye. No Subway for him in there, yeah. He's just a fat. I can't. And I say fat because that's the first insult I can think of. And, I say that as a chubby person myself. So, I'm not in no way fat shaming for real. But at the same time, I am. Like, dude, you're disgusting. And all of the excuses, like, oh, I couldn't have dug a hole. Do you see me? I can barely walk. If you would walk more, you would have less problems. Just saying. They need to make him walk a treadmill in the jail. He is like a blob. He's disgusting. When he was on Dolly Vision's channel, I was in another room. I'm pretty sure I was in another room. I was on the other line watching somewhere. And I swear I wanted to come through the freaking screen. He just so, and he's just farting and burping. And I mean, he came up there, and see, this is the thing. A lot of people get upset. Like, oh, he was up there. Why would you be so nice to him? When you're wanting somebody to talk, you can't be nasty to them. You can't put emotions. When you're a detective or a PI or whatever it is that you are or you want to be, you can't have people up that you need to talk and be mean to them, because you're not getting any information that way. You're not going to allow them to talk that way. You have to be... And it's not even that you're friends or that you're kind to them. You just have to be civil and have a conversation. Like, there's a lot of people, and a lot of people actually think that it's crazy of me that I can have, I can have a civil conversation with Queen Bee. And we don't like each other. It's just, we can have a conversation and not get in a heated back and forth or any kind of argument, because whatever, she's human. She's got, her opinion. I have my opinion. How long will it take for them to release info for Maddie and bring closure? It took 3 years. Maddie is a whole nother case. Maddie, Soto, right? She's, I don't know how much of that information we're ever really going to get, because she's a victim. She's a tragic... I mean, that case is just horrific. And I have a feeling that Stefan is going to be tied into a bunch of different rings. I don't know why. Saltpeter for men. Someone's going to get him in jail. I don't know. And that was something else. Hold on, you guys. Let me do something real fast. Thanks for being back. Thank you so much, Sidekick. You rock. Thank you. Make sure you tell these people thank you that gets memberships for you guys. If you see you've got a membership, just make sure you tell these people thank you. They give them out. Sidekick and Helena today. Thank you so much. But what I was trying to say, Leilani, she was in protective custody the whole time she was locked up. Like, how is that fair? I need for you to put her ass into general population, have her freaking rough it out, see what it's really like on the streets, and we go from there. Like, why? I just feel like these people that are doing bad things, especially to children, are getting more rights and more freedoms than like the average Joe, and I just don't think it's fair. I really don't. Yes, they may be able to fry a lot of fish with Stern's connections. I agree. I really agree. Because there's something there with the Maddie Soto case. I feel like there's something there that is bigger, a lot bigger. So are they holding the info on how they came across Michael's case? I haven't seen that. I bet that's evidence they're keeping for trial. Exactly. And that's another thing. We as the public, we've started to become accustomed to getting information because, Freedom of Information Act, or just private eye type work, snooping, or some of the people's involvement. They come up to the panels and talk, and they give you information. But we've gotten information on so many cases that it's like now it's almost like as if we become like we believe we are entitled to it, and that's not the case, because the more information that gets leaked out onto the internet, the more harder of a case they have against them when they go prosecute these people. Because if there's something leaked out, it creates a bias excuse for the people that are up against these charges. They can say, you know, well, this information was leaked out to the public and therefore we didn't have a fair jury, or this information was leaked out and it was biased against my client, wrongfully so, and you know, some stuff like that. Like, just left Delphi. What? Thanks, babe. I love you. I gotta go though. It's 7:27. And yeah, I just want to keep pushing forward. Now that this information on Michael's case has come out, the local news are picking it up, even though they said that it was new information. It's not new information. It's literally been sitting there since it got done in 2022. So that's the only thing. Like, we got to keep the fire underneath the feet of these officials that are in charge, because we elect them. We depend on them to prosecute the bad guys, and that's what they do. That's their job. So if they're not being held accountable and they're not, you know, their feet aren't to the fire, we are the ones that have to do it. We're the ones that have to do it. If we have to freaking go to the physical building, in front of the building, boycott the freaking place. I mean, I don't know. I don't believe in protests really, unless it's like something that I truly feel a conviction to stand up against. And this is one of those things. Like, it's 2025. The video we received that leaked out. I mean, it's public information. You can FOIA request anything nowadays. But I mean, it's been there since 2022. Like, how much more do you need? He clears that. He's duct tape. I mean, I can't imagine being a mom of a missing child that's been missing since 2021. She will tell you the date, the time, the days it's been. Like, I'm pretty sure this woman could tell you, Monkey's mom could tell you freaking how many hours it's been since this child's been missing, because every second of every breath that she takes every day since this boy's been missing probably are been painful, which is to me why she's sick. Please bring the fires to an end today. Yes, amen. All right, I gotta go, guys. Have a good rest of your day. Bicycle.